It's Murphy, Sam, and Jodi after the show. So, good news is Jodi and I are still married. Marriage intact after a move.
Yay.
That's why I'll never build a house together. It's moving from one to another is enough. It's a mountain.
We tie up.
A little bit.
But I think overall, with as stressful as some parts of this were over the last couple of weeks, we did pretty good, don't you think?
I do, actually. I think that we know each other really well. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you assume that I lost your keys.
As do most people.
I know that I didn't touch them. And if I had touched them, I would have put them in that bin that's just all your stuff that was with your meter, your watch, your smartwatch, stuff that you were just laying around. Oh, there's his glasses. Yeah. So I made a Murphy bin. And I put it on the table right next to the tape and the scissors and the packing stuff. I just like to keep things collected out in the open. I've learned not to throw things away. But
when you're in the final stages of the move, of course, as we mentioned on the show, we didn't have the keys to get in the back part of the house so that we could actually put storage and office stuff and all that. So a huge pile of things wound up sitting in the carport. And anyway, it all got resolved. But it was about a 2-hour time suck. I was yelling the name Mary Frances most of the afternoon.
Yes.
And it wasn't Mary and it wasn't Frances.
I got you.
Okay, you know where I'm going.
Yeah. Sweet Mr. Murphy.
And I mean, I couldn't believe that. And I can't honestly, we will laugh when we find those keys. I was just as scattered, so it's quite possible it was me. It's probably gonna be in one place, but
he still won't own it, will he?
Well, I'm gonna own it. Possible. I am gonna own it. It's just that
this is something I've never understood about you separating keys.
This is what was tripping me out on the day of the move. Okay, we've got everything narrowed down now. Everything's in boxes. Things are disconnected. It's that last moment, like
everything's ready to go.
Yep, exactly. And Jodi is still trying to pool things together and tidy up. And I'm like, this is not the time to worry about this. Just that whatever that area was on the table where things were being staged.
I'm sorry. This is why you can't find things. It's because you're just like, put it wherever. Put it wherever it doesn't get you anywhere. When you asked me 100 times where the marker is, I said it's in the marker box.
The box marker.
Well, it's just a box with the...
Here, the thing is, Sam, we never had a marker box 30 seconds before, so I didn't know where to find the marker box.
I'm sorry, we were packing for 4 days. You can keep this little game up, but I think you would have never had tape unless I had taped it to you.
We need to see, and we need to do a countdown to see how long it actually takes us to find these keys.
Well, and I want to know where too. We could all place bets on where these are going to show up.
When you had me drive to the old house while I needed to be at the new house to tell everybody where the things, because you're talking about 5 and 6 people asking you, Miss Jodi, where does this go? Where do you want this? Where do you want that? That's crazy. Yeah. And every other second, I'm trying to look for keys. You told me, Murphy, that they were, the first time you called me and you sent me back to the old house to find them, you said there was a green ring on them. Then you said blue. So now I'm like looking for any key on any ring. Do you know what color that is?
Well, I mean, it's either green or blue.
So I'm assuming it wasn't in the key box.
I mean, I honestly don't remember. I think it was blue, but I remember it had storage written on it.
He had me go to the...
and I know it was 4 keys, which were all 4 keys.
He had me go to the hamper. And because at the old house, we still have some stuff there because we got up that morning and took showers and then, hey, movers. So we still have some stuff there. We're going to be back and forth all week. He had me go into the laundry room and shake out all of his jeans. And I was so hopeful for a key.
That's me blaming myself. You know what I mean? But it didn't.
Yes. I had look at me.
And since they weren't there, it's obviously Jodi's
fault.
Look
at me.
Switch back to Jodi.
99.9% sure I did not touch them.
Yeah.
I would, especially if they said, didn't you say it said storage, Murphy's, sacred storage room or whatever? They said what they were. I would have known, hey, that's the new house.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you would have, but we're both moving fast, and I'm not going to blame. I mean, I really am not. It's probably me. If we want to place the bets, it's going to show up in one of my boxes and one of my somethings.
I want you to laugh at it, though. When we find it, I want to laugh. It's all blessings anyway. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, and that's really what I wanted to get to, because laughing at those moments is the toughest. Sometimes, but the guys that we used for moving were a blast.
Yeah.
And so the first thing, and I mean, they just made me happy. You know how when there's a group of people, there's always one standout who's like the shining personality.
Yes.
Who kind of, even if they're not the leader, they become the leader because that's their personality. And so one of these guys was like that, and Steven was, and he was like a massive Game of Thrones fan. So Jodi, immediately hits it off with him.
He said something about it. I'm like, wait, I didn't watch it yet. At that time, I had not watched it yet, and I'm like, I haven't seen it yet. And I said, let's start talking about theories, though. While he was like dismantling a bed, I'm like, what do you think's gonna happen? He says, I can't tell you based on what happened last night, and if I tell you, I'm gonna spoil something he wouldn't spoil.
Yeah.
So I loved him for that.
Yeah,
he was so funny.
I didn't tell you this yet, and I wish I had, Jodi, I didn't tell you this yet. If I'd have shot video of it, they probably would have thought I was weird. But this was such a cool moment. As you know, we've got a number of things that used to be my late grandmother's, pieces of furniture and all that. And one of them was this little piano that she had that all the kids had played on, and our oldest daughter, well, actually, I guess both Taylor and Phoebe have played around on it. One of the guys who was helping move is a music major, and he started playing on the piano, and I'm like,
was pretty.
Wow, because everything else had been disconnected in the house. There was no music or anything like that playing, and so everybody just kind of hung around the piano. I mean, there's stuff everywhere, and it was just one of those moments for about 3 minutes.
Yeah,
he's playing the piano, and it was just a blast. And I'm realizing, this is fun. This actually makes all this other stuff worth it.
Well, so you didn't go into the I'm paying you by the hour mode?
No, there's no need to. They were so fast.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they take a piece of furniture and they put cushion around it and they wrap it with this majorly huge saran wrap type stuff. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm like, by the shape of that, I think that's my dresser. And it's amazing to watch them.
Yeah.
My weird, oh my gosh moment happened when I was outside putting something in my car, like a lamp. I didn't want them to move. Something I didn't pack. Things that you can't pack. And I'm putting a lamp out in the car and I'm walking back in and I hear, I think it was Steven, they were taking apart our bed, our king-size bed, and I had cleaned and gotten everything out from under there of my side as far as I could, Murphy, and your side as far as I could, but there was a part in the middle that I couldn't reach, So I was like, oh gosh, what is in the middle? They're going to find it when they take it apart. I hope it's not anything embarrassing. What if it's dirty, it's gross, like what? What if it's under things? I didn't know. And I walk in
Doggy
there.
leftovers.
I'm like, what's under my bed in the middle? Oh my God. I was totally embarrassed at the amount of dust in the middle.
Yeah.
I guess that's normal.
I guess those things can get under there. Although if under things under there, you must be flinging them like slingshots,
Okay. Not the point.
That's a different podcast.
Not the point. Anyway, you wonder about your personals.
Yeah.
If you have a king-size bed, you can't get to everything until you take it apart. What's there? And it was just like a plastic container that had like wrapping paper in it, but it was covered in dust. I was embarrassed by the dust, but I didn't say anything about it because I know that's every home America.
Yeah.
It really, really is. But that's something that made me. It's another reason I kept going outside. When they started pulling back furniture away from the walls, and there was parts that I have never cleaned. Seen,
you see for 6 years.
I wanted to start cleaning.
Yeah.
Small animals.
I wanted to, and I knew you'd be like. Mad if I started cleaning because I know that wasn't the point,
Monica. So I think I told you this. Steven actually made the comment. He was saying, "Well, this is nothing, man. Y'all make it easy." I said, why do we make it easy? He said, you're organized and this house is clean. I said, that doesn't look like
organized?
clean to me. He said you would not believe this is what they do. Mm-hmm. You would not believe how dirty some houses are that when they go in to move, the things that they find,
Well,
those under things that have been flung.
And worse than that, I'm like, wow, aren't those supposed to be in trash cans? Anyway.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. It's also, if you've never done it or you don't do it very often, good for you, move. But it's kind of hard. It's such a big task. It's really hard to wrap your brain around everything that you need to do. Mm-hmm. You need to have boxes. Everything that can be boxed needs to be boxed and covered and taped. You can't have boxes of open things because they can't ensure that they're going to protect. They can't load that in their truck. So the night before, we were so exhausted and tired of packing and all the stuff that we were doing. But I still said, let's do a walkthrough of the house and pretend like we're movers. Let's walk in this room and go, okay, can they take that? Can they not? And that's one thing you're supposed to do. And if people don't know to do that and the movers show up, you're like, oh, you can't take that box of scissors? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they can't transport propane tanks?
Yeah.
Oh, they can't?
No. They'll put it in your car for you.
Okay.
Yeah. They'll do the heavy lifting.
Yeah. You don't think the keys are in one of those taped up boxes, huh?
It's possible. It's possible that they are anywhere. It's possible they got flung into a garbage bag. I don't know. I have no idea because I don't even know what they look like.
Well, there's either red or blue or green.
Blue or green.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, do we need to place bets on this right now? I mean, I'm if I'm putting money on this, which I'm not, I would bet that I'm the one that actually misplaced them.
I would too.
And I really do. I think it's possible. We were so exhausted when I got home. I pulled them out of my pocket and put them somewhere.
There is a chance that if I did something with them, I was unaware of it. In other words, I know you call me
sounds like a political answer.
Yeah,
it's true.
There is a chance that if I possibly did something, or that
I know I'm
Pinocchio.
very tornado-ish.
And I absolutely know without a shadow of doubt, Sam is hoping it's you.
I know.
Only because she is so adamant with the 99.9%.
You know him, though.
Wouldn't this just be awesome?
Murphy, I mean, Sam, you know him, though.
Yeah.
He has a lot of things to keep up with.
Yeah.
And in a move situation where, you know when you go stay in a hotel and you can't find anything because you're out of your routine? You're out of your routine for 4 and 5 days until the move. Then you're in a new house with, I don't know where anything is.
Yeah.
It's easier to lose something in that situation. So, yeah, the advice, if you're moving anytime soon, have a designated spot for things like keys, cell phones, chargers. We got to the new house, and the girl's like, I don't have a charger. I don't know where it is.
Well, your phone should have been charged.
Props to Jodi on this one. So the very last thing, I mean, we went back to the house that we moved out of. It's like, okay, is there any other last-minute stuff? Oh, that's right. Can't leave the bearded dragons by themselves. And, so we're about to walk out, and Jodi says, hey, so in the fridge, do you need this insulin?
No!
Right.
Only to live.
So, thanks, babe.
The keys weren't sitting next to it, were they?
No.